I am the thinker who thinks the thoughts. I have the power to change my life. Boy, does that sound good, doesn't it? Yes. Oh, yeah. Are you willing to do it? There's the key. It's not easy at times. It isn't. Man. So, what the heck? Let me put that there. Soul family. Is that what we got up there? Yes. Soul family. Let's go to that first slide. Yes. Oh, I want to tell you. Yes, I was gone last week, and I was at, did they tell you where I was? I was at a spiritual conference with Reverend Michael Beckwith and Dr. Bruce Lipton, and it was all about the mystical marriage of spirituality and science. Oh, that's right up my alley, let me tell you. 4 days with these two guys. And it's a good thing that I didn't just get off the plane and come right here, because just like it's spewing out of me and I can't stop it. But I want to tell you, I love this. Michael Beckwith opened constantly. Our time together is magnificent. Our time together is magnificent. Not one of you are here out of obligation. Many of us spent a lifetime coming to Sunday service somewhere out of obligation. What's magnificent is you're here by choice. You chose, unless you were drugged by grandparents or something like that. I'm looking at my friend over there. But the beauty is, I kind of think she likes it here. If you can really own that every moment of your life is magnificent. It truly is. Because you're breathing. You're breathing and you're here. And there is somebody in your world that loves you. Oh. Soul family. Listen to this. I don't know if you can read it, but I'll read it to you. A soul family is those who gather around you based on energy and essence, not on blood, race, or status. They bring you unconditional love and support when you need it most, and share the same energetic vibration. You come together as one. This is a soul family. Do you agree with that? Is this part of your soul family? Is this why you choose to get up on Sunday morning and come? Because you kind of want to hang out with your tribe, right? Your soul tribe. Okay, the Sunday Basics class this morning. We're going to be doing that again next Sunday. So if anybody would like to come, it's so great. Because there's so many questions and deep questions. And Tom and Sandy and I are like, yes, we love when you question. We don't want anybody to come to unity because Reverend Kathy said blah, 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 blah. We want you to have your own truth. And so that Sunday morning, 9 o'clock, I was with another soul family. Last weekend, down in Florida, with Reverend Beckwith and Dr. Lipton, I was with another soul family of like 400 people. 400 people in my soul family. That's awesome, isn't it? Yes. It's about energetic. When we can realize it's good to have blood family, and it really is. In my family of origin, yeah, I've got a lot of dysfunction in there, but it's my blood family. Okay? But man, soul family is just like, man, there's just like not judgment. There is like acceptance. We can talk the same stuff and they don't look at me like I'm freaked out or I drank the Kool-Aid. I mean, it's just, there's something about it, isn't there? Let's go to that second slide there. Mine is so small on my notes, I'm going to have to look here. Dear universe, thank you for allowing other like-minded souls to cross my path. As more of us merge together into a soul family, the stronger our bridge becomes. I'm thankful for both those that I can inspire and those that inspire me. Amen. What a great prayer. What a great prayer to the universe. I am thankful for those last weekend who inspire me, and I am thankful when I can have a conversation with someone else and help inspire them. You do the same thing. You all do the same thing. I'm going to just quickly look, and I don't know, is Cindy Flatt in here? There she is. Cindy and Debbie and Alicia. I'm looking at my 3 people that volunteer in the bookstore. Talk about inspiration. You don't realize, and I remind them constantly, they are the face of unity in that bookstore. You are inspiring people by your presence in there. I'm going to talk about that bookstore in a minute because, oh my gosh, there's Christmas gifts galore in there. And if you haven't gotten one of the big prayer for protection ornaments, that's actually, it can be an ornament or hang in your window all year long as a sun catcher. The prayer for protection. It's beautiful. Anyway, see, it's not me. I don't want you to look up here as, oh, Kathy's the inspiration. I have just as much power to inspire as each and every one of you do. Each and every one of you. Yes, Beth, I look at you on Healing Energy Sunday. She brings her tuning forks. Did you bring it again? Yes, she brings a tuning fork, and she balances the energy on my forehead, and I just love it. We probably should balance me before service. Oh, let's go to that next one, please. From your first, what if? Unity doesn't stand on this. Incarnation. But what if, from your first incarnation until now, your soul has been seeking out members of its soul family, and your spirit guides are always helping you make these connections? What if? And if you don't even subscribe to incarnation, which is absolutely fine too, because my mom didn't come back and tell me which one's real yet. I'm waiting for her to. She said she would. I'm waiting, Mom, wherever you are. But I know just in this lifetime of mine, maybe I'm the only one here, but I don't think I am, that all of a sudden I meet Leslie, and I'm like, oh, I like her. Soul connections, like bam. I didn't even know your name, but I knew from looking in your eyes that there was a soul connection. When I do weddings for couples, I always tell them, I want them, it's time for their vows. I say, I want you to face each other and I want you to look into the eyes of this person you're about to say your commitment to, because the eyes are the windows of the soul, and that's who you're promising today. That's who you're making a commitment to. That soul, your soul is making a commitment to that soul. And isn't that the truth? Yes. I'm not getting married so I can go blah, 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 blah. Okay, done. Right? Soul connections. So I know that what if I believe that the more I am in conscious contact with spirit, conscious contact, with that presence within, the more people I find that I'm like, I like you too. Oh, Taylor's here. I like her. I like everybody here. Isn't that a tough job I have? I get to go to work with everybody I like. It's the truth, though. And otherwise, I wouldn't hang out here. And you wouldn't either, would you? Why do you want to get up and spend Sunday morning with people you really don't care about? So there's something to be said about this. You know, I remember the talk I did where I said I found God in Walmart, at Walmart? If you haven't heard that, go look it up on YouTube because it's, honestly, I think it's one of my favorites for this year. I found God at Walmart, and her name was Kiki, and she was working the checkout, self-checkout at Walmart, right? Soul family right there in Walmart. How did I recognize her? Because she was part of my tribe, and I didn't even know her name, but she was so awesome. Think about the connections that you make in the course of a day, in the course of a week. Doesn't mean it's necessarily, oh, I've married my soul partner. No, that's wonderful. Don't get me wrong, that's wonderful. But sometimes your soul family is right here. You know, Reenie's got a favorite place called McCoy's, and it's like a Cheers bar, right? Everybody knows your name, right? I've gone in there to meet Reenie, and I'm like, oh, this reminds me of my restaurant. My restaurant was my soul family. All my customers were. When you can identify and limit your time with the people that don't feel that way for you, doesn't mean you don't spend time with them. Absolutely you can, because we are in this world, but we're not of this world, right? So you want to be in this world and be able to be with people who are so-called not think or, do what that previous slide said, right? Or the first slide where it says they bring you unconditional love and support. Not everywhere I go do I get that. No. But that doesn't mean I can't be there. Absolutely not. I would have told you that, I've got high school girlfriends, and some of them are from my grade school. I love hanging out with them. But does that mean that we're soul family? Not necessarily. It doesn't make it wrong. But I need to be around my soul, my tribes, often, because that helps me hold that base for when I'm out there in the world and trying not to be of the world, right? I was thinking lunch with Rev Kathy. If you haven't done that, and you can get away on noon on Mondays, that's another soul family. Yes, I'm looking at the 3 people right there that are on lunch on Zoom. I mean, it's such an awesome experience to have people from all over the United States and the world, with Denmark on there. And it's like, why did she want to connect with us from Denmark? That's a good one. Anne-Marie, you're probably going to see this sometime tonight. That's her name, from Denmark. And right now, she's 6 hours ahead of us. And so when we're having lunch, she's having dinner, right, on the Zoom screen. She came into this church because she came to the United States to visit friends here in Cincinnati. And they brought her to church here. She cried. And then they brought her the next week. Because when you make a trip from Denmark, you don't stay 1 week. You stay for 5 weeks, right? So she came again. Cried. Talked to me. Said, I have nothing in Denmark. We have nothing like this in Denmark. All traditional faiths, all traditional religions, I can't speak this because they'll all look at me. So why is she connecting with us at noon? Because she found her soul family. She's got a soul family from across the country. So it doesn't mean you have to be in the field, in the physical field. She's in the field. Alicia? She's on now? Wave to yes. Hello, Anne-Marie. We send you love. Oh, that's going to make her day. She literally, I was out last Monday. So who ran the Zoom lunch with Rev Kathy? Anne-Marie. Isn't that cool? It's just, there's nothing like it. Oh, man, where am I going with this? Yes. I'm going to shift gears a little bit. Soul family. I'll tell you why I needed a soul family. Because my mind kept wanting to hijack me. My world wanted to hijack my mind. Do you ever find yourself like that? With the news, with political realms, with people driving crazy in traffic. Do you find that you're struggling to not have your mind hijacked, right? Because you want to then go down the rabbit hole and say a few statements about them and this or that, and then pretty soon you're down a bigger rabbit hole, and yeah, I'm there with you. Don't let the world hijack your mind. Okay, I'm going to get into just a moment of science, because unity has a great, we have been ahead of ourselves. The New Thought movement has been so far ahead of science, which is now coming to prove what New Thought has been saying, and that's the power that we have in ourselves innately, that spark of divinity that you were created from. You have that within you, and New Thought's been saying yes to that, absolutely. Okay, but science is now proving what stress is doing for us. Worry, anxiety, fear, I'm not enough. What this does scientifically to your body. Look at this. This is proof. This is not just a hypothesis here. Stress will shut down blood supply to the viscera. What's the viscera? Your internal organs. Okay? Because when you're in stress mode, your body goes back to the dinosaur days, fear and flight. So the blood leaves here and goes to here so that we can run from the saber-toothed tiger, right? We don't have a saber-toothed tiger anymore, do we? Oh, yes, we do. It's called the news media. It's called church. It's called teachers. You name it, right? There's our saber-toothed tiger that creates fear, and then we call it stress, and we live in that stress mode. 90% of disease is related to stress. I'm not going to even begin to get into the cellular makeup of this, but boy, was it handled last weekend. And literally, you have the power within you to change your cellular makeup. I'm not just handing you a nice, good statement that sounds good. It's proof, people. And that's why I'm still shocked that we're not packed in here. And that you're not telling people about what this does for you on Sunday. Who's invited somebody here lately? I know. And all you can do is just say, you ought to come because I'm guaranteed you're going to feel good when you leave. You don't have to say whatever it is, you're going to feel good when you leave. Who doesn't want to feel good nowadays? Feel better about themselves. And it's not about them leaving their religious practice. Unity to me is in addition. In addition. because we need a vitamin B shot to keep ourselves out of these three things. Because stress shuts down the immune system, and it shuts down the conscious mind, the thinking, rational mind. It shuts it down, and then what do we rely on? The subconscious mind. And what's the subconscious mind? I'm just going to tell you in Kathy's simple language. It is the file cabinet that goes back to the day I was born, and it's got every single file on everything that I should be afraid of. Because I remember. It remembers. It remembers what that first grade teacher said to you, Kathy. It remembers when you were 4 years old and they told you that you were not this. It remembers when you were 3 and somebody said, no, the sky is not purple, it's blue. Get the blue crayon. My subconscious still keeps a track of all that. And then it says, don't worry, I'm here to protect you. I'm going to protect you. No. It serves a purpose, but it has got so many files in it, and then we move into the stress mode. I want you all to be healthy. I want you to be healthy physically, emotionally, and spiritually. It is a package deal, people. You can't be healthy in 2 and not be healthy in 1. That's another whole lesson on you are your car and 4 tires. I'll do that one later. So, where am I going with this? Yes. Yeah, I'm going to hit this real quick. I found this morning. People are spending, they talked about isolation. It's a modern health crisis millions of people are dealing with. Isolation. People are spending more time sitting in front of computers, TVs, and their phones, and far less time enjoying face-to-face interactions. Am I the only one that is experiencing this? Through COVID, I don't think I really even maybe watched one thing on Netflix. Now it's like every night. Wonder what's on Netflix. We scroll and we scroll. We spend 45 minutes watching trailers to see if we could pick a movie that maybe we'll agree on, right? Every night. That might have served us in the first year and a half of COVID. But it's time to shut it off and get back in your soul family in person. Because there is nothing better than looking in your eyes. Nothing better than personal contact and say, Joyce, I love that color on you. There is, when I saw Patrick today, I was like, oh my God, I'm so glad to see you, right? This is what happens when you sit in front. Come on, get up here, because I'll pick on you, right? There is nothing better, as we are far less time enjoying face-to-face interactions. So if you're keeping in touch with people digitally, there's something missing. I noticed that my friend Brian he's one of my best friends, right? He owned his own business in Mount Healthy, and I own mine in North College Hill, and we used to just talk all the time because of the frustrations of owning your own business and employees, et cetera, et cetera. He's retired. Now, when he was working 60 hours a week, and I was either in my restaurant or I took this job, 60 hours a week, we would talk to each other and just vent, right? He's retired now. I have not heard his voice in a month. Kathy, you got time for tea? How about Monday? And I'm like, okay, all right. I can't. Monday I'm busy from 8 to 10, and then from 10 to noon, and then I have a Zoom lunch at noon, and I'm like, oh my God, Sen. I'm like, I don't do this. This is Kathy. Right? That takes a long time. Or I voice text. I found out about that. Oh, that's not good. No, if you don't proofread it, you could be in really bad trouble. What's happened? Why did we quit picking up the phone and talking to each other? I don't have an answer for that. I don't know what happened. But just because he texts, now I feel like I got to text. Instead of just picking up the daggone phone and having a 3-minute conversation, we text for 20 minutes. There's something not right. Eye contact, a sincere smile, an in-person connection, right? See, it turns out that connecting with people in real life, even with strangers, Kiki at Walmart, it will boost your happiness and promote a sense of well-being. Support healthy blood pressure. Reduce the risk of serious medical conditions in their life. Support longevity. Yep, being social can even help you live longer. We can know all this. We can know everything that I just said today. I probably haven't told you anything new, but I've definitely sent you some reminders. But see, as we were talking in Sunday morning class today, if you know it and you don't do it, then you don't know it. This is principle number 5 of the Unity 5 principles. Do we have that screen there where the Unity 5 principles are? I know it's small, but I'm going to read you. Number 5, this is the short version. Through thoughts, words, and actions, we live the truth that we know. It's about living it. You can know it here, but we get so stuck in our mental faculty that we don't move it through to the heart center and claim it as your truth. And when you claim it, and I'm looking at some of my older Unity people, when you claim it and you live it, your life changes. It changes. So it is so important to do. You got to do the first 4, right? You got to definitely admit, that there's only one presence and one power active in the universe and as my life, not in my life, as my life. God the good, again, spell God with 1 O or 2 or name it whatever you want. Doesn't matter. It's about knowing that it's as me, okay? Our essence. I'm running out of time. I will not cover all these. I'm going to just tell you that claiming all those first 4, the God is, I am, I pray it, I think it, I pray it, and I live it. Live it is where the power is. Walking the talk. Otherwise, you're just talking. You're the clanging cymbal that comes in 1 Corinthians, right? Just a sounding gong. When you live it, you don't have to talk it anymore. How about that? When you live it, you don't have to talk it anymore because people will know by your vibration. Oh my goodness. I know I'm supposed to do a personal affirmation that we kind of wrote. Do we have that? Yes. I am always, let's say this together. I am always surrounded by divine and favorable energies, powers. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's say it one more time. I am always surrounded by divine and favorable energies, powers. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Namaste. The Christ in me. Truly sees that Christ presence in each and every one of you. Namaste. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you.